What's going on, everyone? So we finally got to see Quincy Olivari on the floor for the Los Angeles Lakers in yesterday's game against the Portland Trail Blazers, and it was a little disappointing. Not so much on his part, right? I mean, he only played 8 minutes, so how much can you really gauge in that 8 minutes? Now he went 1 of 3 from three. His first three was on a pass from Dalton Connect, and he just drilled it. So he started 1 of 1. And then tried to see if he could kind of get hot, took 2 straight threes, and then got taken out and didn't play again until garbage time. So, how much of it was that he just got a shot 3 straight threes, which his first game is excited, right? Like, you're playing Portland. Talked about, like, I would have rather them, instead of just pulling him out and not letting him see the court again, I would have rather, JJ, like, hey, you got to play within the flow of the offense, right? Because this is his opportunity. He's looking at it as like, this is my chance. This is my moment. Here we go, right? So he took 3 shots in 6 minutes, which, hey, I ain't mad at him, right? I mean, compared to some of these other guys, like, I don't hate it at all. But beyond that, in the time that he was in the game, which, again, very small sample size, you saw Quincy Olivari picking up full court, applying that pressure, being out there hustling, doing the dirty work, being the grit guy. That's what I wanted to see more than anything. I even said, I made a video diving into it before over on As Stands Lakers, and I talked about how, like, I don't really care what his point total is, because I don't think he's going to get more than 3 or 4 shots, and he ended up getting 3 shots, and again, kind of just like quick succession, but I didn't expect him to really get an opportunity, particularly on the offensive side. I wanted to see, could he initiate the offense? Right? Could he, be the kind of bully guy that we needed on the defensive side and get after it and go after guys like, a Sharp and, a Simons and a Henderson, right? Scooter Henderson, right? Like, I wanted to see if he could apply the pressure against these guys. Because, if you can't do and hold your own on defense against Portland, you're not going to be able to hold your own on defense against some of these other teams, right? And I talked about his role. And you saw his role was exactly what I have relayed. I made several videos. I've talked more about Quincy Olivari on this channel than I have on As It Stands Lakers by a large margin. Every one of those videos, I've talked about how Quincy Olivari and his defense in particular and the role that he would play is not going to be anything close to what it is in the G League. Right? In the G League, he's having to take difficult shots. He's having to be the guy at times. He's the guy that's kind of has the ball in his hands, closing down the stretch. Right? He's having to do basically everything. Make plays, rebound, initiate the offense, all that stuff. Right? Where on this Lakers roster, you're not looking for him to do that. You're looking for him to essentially play the Gabe Vincent role, which Gabe doesn't even do all this. He just initiates the offense and then he plays off ball. You're looking for Quincy to come in, be able to bring the ball up through ball pressure, which he was doing, and then be able to initiate, get it to one of your key guys to start getting the offensive flow going, and then to leak out, which he showed that he could do. But also, one of the things that I think is interesting, and then we'll dive more into his style of play and stuff, but I think it's odd that Quincy came and played this game out of all games. Now, I understand LeBron James was out and Austin Reeves, but we had a game where D'Lo and Reeves were out and Quincy didn't play. Now, he's been dealing with, little injuries and stuff, so maybe they kind of wanted to make sure he was right, but I thought that was kind of odd. And is it really a coincidence that Steph Curry goes and endorses him and signs him to a shoe deal, and then, like, the next day, Quincy plays? I don't know. It's just kind of a question. A lot of people I know brought up that question also, but it's funny because I actually made a video on this channel about Quincy being co-signed by Steph, right? That Steph basically, gave him the nod, because clearly Steph and Under Armour believe he's going to have a successful career, right? I saw people, like, they see him as a, financial gain. Okay, he's not getting financial gain unless he makes it to the league and actually does something. Like, he's not a financial asset sitting in the G League all season, right? Which I think is very interesting for Quincy. And I think, could potentially have played a bit of a role in Quincy getting to see and getting a look on the basketball court. I don't think that was necessarily the like that's 100% without a doubt. No, like we don't obviously know, but I do think it's just at least a little curious, right? That like we went from Quincy can't see the court to save his life to he gets a shoe deal with Steph in Under Armour, and then he sees the court literally the next night. Like that's I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I think it's a little weird, but I had a couple other people bring that up too, and I just think it's put your tinfoil hat on. I think that's probably something that makes some sense. But sticking with Quincy, kind of the style of play and all that, right? Like he's a guy that I really can see with his athleticism, his speed. He's quick, man. Like he gets from A to B pretty quickly. And just to be able to see him as that initiator, pick up full court, apply that pressure, I love it. Right? Like he was getting after it. He was playing both sides of the basketball. Right? Did he have the greatest game ever for, no. Right? Airball the ball. And like I said, he got a little trigger happy, which I mean, it's his first game. Who knows? He might not play another game the rest of the season. So he's probably looking at it as like, hey, let me get my shots up. Maybe I can get hot and play 30 minutes tonight. Right? Like that's what he's hoping for, right? He's hoping that he hit all three of those and then the Lakers just keep him in and then he goes and gets double-digit scoring, right? But also that's what you want him for, right? That's what you want him to do. You're looking for him to be that shooter and, that defender. It's what I've talked about. I've talked heavily about, because people are like, but his turnovers in the G League and his overall field goal percentage. Don't worry. None of that stuff matters on the main roster. The things that matter are his 3-point percentage as well as his ability to defend and initiate the offense. All three things he can do. That's all he's going to be doing on the main roster, at least, for a year or two. Right? Maybe eventually he does more, but right now, you're looking for him to essentially, again, play the Gabe Vincent role. Gabe Vincent isn't out there wheeling and dealing and doing all this crazy stuff and, getting in the... No, he's primarily just initiating the offense, playing off ball, right, and being the point of attack defender. It's all you want from Quincy. Yeah, on occasion, put the ball on the deck. Yeah, on occasion, step in, knock down the mid-range or whatever. Yeah, sure. But you're not looking for him to be this just like juggernaut that is playing on ball and getting 20 attempts per game and stuff like he is in the G League. He's not, the role's not even going to be a tenth of what it is for him in the G League. So I'm not worried about him, having 5 turnovers a game because he's not going to have the ball enough to do that. Right? He's not going to be playing enough to do that. Right? Like I'm not worried about him, his poor field goal percentage overall from the field from 2-point range. Yeah, but again, if you're watching the games, it's not like he's missing layups and stuff. Most of it is he's just taking deep, long threes, or when he does get to the basket, it's through traffic and it's tough, hard shots. Like, you're not asking him to do any of that stuff on the main team. The main team, you're just, hey, come in, play the role. Play the role that's asked of him. I hope that this isn't the last time we saw Quincy. Right? I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if it is. Right? Like I said, I'd like to see what the kids got, especially before you start getting into pulling off trades and stuff, right? Assuming the Lakers even do that, but assuming that some trades are gonna get done. At some point, you're probably gonna have a need, A, at the guard position, and B, at a backup guard position. But in the backup guard position, and B, just going to have a roster spot you need to fill anyway. Because most of these trades that the Lakers are linked to, it's 2, 3, 4 to 1 trades and stuff. Right? So if you're the Lakers, you're looking at, like, hey, can Quincy play and be a part of a role that we need him to play now? Or is he not ready yet and we need to, we're going to have to wait and be patient and, give him a year and maybe bring in Elfrid Payton or, Jordan Goodwin or something. But if he can show, like, no, I can play that role. I can come in. I can defend. I can pick up, 94 feet. I can, hit the open shot. I can do these things. Then that would be huge. I'd really like to kind of see and give the kid an opportunity and just see, like, what can he provide? What can he do? It can't be much worse than what we're getting right now from some of these guys. So, anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Agree with my points? Disagree with my points? Kind of mixed in the middle? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.